And if you completed part one, thank you for joining us for part two. Hopefully you tried out a Gim kit just to see how it is, playing it yourself. It is a free account. There are some stipulations. I think you get 5 kits, and then they do have a monthly fee. So just look into that and see what works for you. All right, next is quizzes. This is like a class quiz game. I actually use this to play real quizzes with my students and give them like an assessment grade. It can be played on many devices. So basically it is game-based online quizzing. It's very simple to use. It runs on smartphones, tablets, computers, or anything with internet access. It does kind of get back to that competitive nature of students. It ranks them as the quiz is being administered. So they might be in third place, and then they can see themselves drop down. They can see themselves go back up. So it kind of runs along the top of the screen, so it builds a little more competitive edge. It is self-paced, so students who will have time to read the question, analyze it on their own. So it's 1-to-1. You can, of course, have students play it in groups, but most of the time it works best if every student has a device. So the teacher will find or create a quiz to begin. I love their database. Okay, they have so many quizzes already made. And one great thing is they have lots of questions. I usually can type in the word geometry and it'll come up with 30 questions, and I can add them one by one to my quiz. You could type in photosynthesis and add as many questions as you want on photosynthesis one by one. You can add literature, or, you could type in keywords. You can do verbs. You can do Spanish vocabulary, and it will come up with an individual question database that you can add. So that's wonderful that you can customize. Then once you add them, you can customize them however you want as well. Then students will go to join.quizzes.com on any device that connect to the internet. They'll enter the game code, okay, and this is for live play. And once they enter the game code on their device, the questions pop up. So the teacher version shows you I like to show the class average, basically how many questions they're getting right and wrong. It has like a little thermometer in a way. And I always say, somebody missed one already. Oh, we're doing good. We're getting a bunch right, 10 in a row, things like that. And you can see individual student responses, and you can pull a report afterward as well. Like I said, these can be custom made. You can steal a whole quiz. You can you can make a quiz and share it with a coworker, and you can edit any of those. Like I said, their question bank is wonderful. They can be assigned as homework, and you can get a report, and the report is great. I give grades from it. Like I said, I use it for my own quizzes in my classroom. So why don't you go ahead and try this out. So you'll go to join.quizzes.com, type in the game code. I have assigned this game as homework. I could send that link to my Google Classroom. I can link it directly. It will actually post in my Google Classroom, or I could just have kids use directions and type in the code. So go ahead and play that game and let me know how it goes. All right, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed playing. That way you just kind of get a little relationship to the game. I do like how students will get a meme, or they get it right or wrong, and you can customize those memes. Sometimes I have created my own with teachers in the school. I've used cartoon ones. They have a lot of different categories. So this is my quizzes account from a teacher version. I can find a quiz. I can go to my quizzes. I can go to reports. Here's the trivia one. If you notice, none of you have actually played it yet because obviously you don't have it yet. But let's see. Here's one that I played probably with my students, and it tells you their percentage, what they got. I had some last names on there, so I didn't want you to see it. But basically, you can see the questions. You can see the percent who got it right and wrong. You can see a general overview of what students did. So the reports are good. You can send it straight to your classroom, in Google Classroom and things like that. So let me show you how to make a quiz because it's super easy. So you go to create a quiz. It can be, trivia. You can pick your subject. I'm not going, I guess I have to. Do other. Take that off. They do have lots of different types. You can even use this as a poll. Students have to type in, checkbox, fill in the blank. I'm just going to do multiple choice. So somebody give me a topic you would like for me to put in here. Colors, okay? So I heard, what is a primary color? So then you can fill in the answer options as you want, and you mark it correct. You can of course put incorrect answers, and you can really just do 2 if you want. Different type of things. So the best one right here, the best resource is to teleport. So let's say I want to stay on, art topics. So if you notice, it did automatically put trivia in there, but let's just go to art. This gives me 3rd grade art assessment. Oh, well, that was creepy. It finds the primary colors. So if I want to add this question, I just add it. Egyptian art. Let's go. Oh, what is this? Let's add that one. Here's another art one. No, we already kind of used something like that. Which are paintbrushes? I don't know what grade that's for. But let's say I wanted to add something more difficult. Let me teleport again. Let's do, sorry, I can't type on the screen, but calculus review. So I can add these questions. So you can add them one by one. You can add whatever you want. I could add some English ones. So let's say I wanted to edit this. I could edit it. I could keep it how it is. When I'm finished, I just click done. It does ask you some questions, just for their database. I'm going to delete this later so I don't mess this up. Somebody will try to play this, which does happen. So if you steal somebody's already made quiz, please preview it. So then if I wanted to, I could play this live and it would give me a code. I could assign it as homework, or I could just let one person practice it by themselves. Like if I had one student who's struggling with multiplication tables or something like that. So quizzes is great. The best way to learn this is to get in here and experiment. Use it with your significant other at home, your children at home, your family. My family plays Christmas trivia during Christmas time. That's how I learned to kind of use this and learn what to do and what not to do. So let me know how this goes. Create one. If you want me to play it, you can send me the code through email. I'll play your quizzes and let you know how you did. Good luck. All right, after quizzes is probably a very classic game for some of you. Some of you are probably so tired of hearing Kahoot. Your students might be tired of it. But for some of you, this might be brand new. If this is your first experience with Kahoot, you're going to love it and your students will love it. So Kahoot was probably the first interactive game that I ever started with my students. And I completely fell in love with it, and so do they. And even to this day, they still like to play Kahoot, even though they've played a billion of them, because you can change it up all the time. So it is, of course, game-based. That's the gamification here. It is online quizzing. It's fun. It's very simple to use. Can run on many devices. And, of course, there's that keyword again. It's competitive. It does show a leaderboard after every single question. So this is more one question at a time, and then the leaderboard shows up. So pretty much the same premises as quizzes. Teacher finds or creates a quiz to begin. Same thing, teachers' favorite things are to beg, borrow, and steal. You can borrow other people's quizzes. You can steal other people's quizzes and customize them. Then the student, once you make your your Kahoot, once you make your Kahoot, students will go to kahoot.it and enter a game pin. That's for live game. You can assign this as homework as well. You can assign this for homework as well. Questions are displayed one at a time with a projector. This is the live version. Then students' responses are recorded and displayed after each question. So it shows you a leaderboard, and it tells you how many students got the question incorrect or correct one at a time. So teachers know instantly, okay, 9 people missed this. We need to figure out why. Or everybody got it right. Let's give it, 3 claps for the class and go on to the next question. These can be custom made. You can find them in the database. You can also share these with other co-teachers and edit them. You can do multiple choice, true and false. They've actually added a couple question types as well, so just check those out too. I do like that it gives you instant feedback and rank after every single question. Sometimes with some of the other online games, and may not realize that the students are having one misconception over and over and over again about a topic. But with Kahoot, you find out as soon as you click to the next question, because it gives you a bar graph of what students get correct and incorrect. You can still get a report after this, and teacher's favorite 4-letter F word, it is free. So this is the one that I have hosted for you. So you'll go to kahoot.it. You can play this and try it out. There's the game pin given. It is a little longer, but just flip back and forth till you get the game pin. If you want to put your real name, you can. If you want to put a nickname, that's fine, but make sure they're appropriate, please. I don't want no Hot Mama 101 on there. Good luck. All right, I hope you had time to try out a Kahoot. I'm going to show you from the teacher version in case you want to create one. So this is my login. If you notice I'm premium, that's because it's free right now. So if you want to upgrade to premium, take advantage of it while you can. Go ahead. You're just still looking for the COVID code. Just Google it and you can find it. I haven't noticed a lot of things, but I actually like some of the drawing versions and things like that. So when you get into Kahoot, you have a couple different options. On your home screen, you can pretty much see your what's going on with yours. Like over here, these are my Kahoots. Tells me how many questions, how many times we've played them. I can even see ones that are in my school. Discover is probably where most of you should start. So let's find a Kahoot about, I don't even know what I clicked. So let's go with our English people. Let's find a Kahoot about passive voice, because I've learned from my college papers I really need to figure out what this is. So here's one right here. So I can go ahead and click on it. I wouldn't suggest you just go right in and play it. I suggest you look at this because, like who taught you to ski? You never know what kind of questions. Oh, that actually was passive or active. Okay, I thought they were just asking that. So you're deciding whether it's active or passive voice. The teacher always answers the students' questions. They tell you, oh, this is active. It does have a question timer. So let's say I like this, but I want to edit it. I want to change it a little bit. My students don't, I'm going to duplicate it. My students don't work as quickly as other students. They take a little bit longer. So I'm going to give them more than 30 seconds. I'm going to give them 120 seconds on this question. If I wanted to add answer choices, I could. If I wanted to take this picture off, they have this image reveal. That's part of the premium thing. If you notice, I can decide how many points this is worth. On Kahoot, you get more points for answering quicker. So I could make this a 2,000 point question. Whoever answers it quickest will get close to 2,000 points. That just gives your students a little better chance to have more points. So I can go to the next one. Once again, hey, I want to change this to a little bit longer. If you notice, I have a question bank here too. This is fairly new. A great add-on that they added. So these are just going through one question at a time about passive voice. So here's one here. So passive voice is used when wanting to focus attention on the person affected by the action or on the thing. So I'm going to add that question. If you notice here, it added it right here. This one was set for 60 seconds. I still want my students to have a little bit longer. So completely customizable. If you notice, it added as question 22. Hey, I want it to be way up at the top as question 1. I could add it all the way up at the top. If you noticed when you played the Kahoot, you were playing it from my study version, basically homework. When I'm actually playing it in my classroom, it will play one at a time. So one question, and this is like kind of the sample version, you can practice. One question will go at a time. So it's one by one. Teacher kind of directs it. It needs to be on the projector, the board, or whatever. You do have to be able to display it. They have great music. I'm gonna go ahead and start it. You could practice your Kahoots like this as well. Passive voice is used, so you can keep experimenting with that, and practice your own Kahoot. That's basically all I have. If you have any questions, later on, you can always contact me by email. So please try these out and just see whether you like them. Have fun and good luck. Keep on gaming.